Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to share something interesting. Who is Lapidoth? Lapidoth was just mentioned once in the Bible. In the book of Judges chapter 4 verse 4. I'll quickly read that. And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth, she judged Israel at that time. Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth. We all know the story of Deborah. Her exploits for the Lord. You know, how she led men to war, how she judged Israel, and all that we hear about her exploits. We hear about Deborah, and people wonder what a woman Deborah was. But nobody seems to hear about Lapidoth. Who is Lapidoth? Why is he not being heard? And because not much is said about him, many people will try to demean him and his work. But today I want to amplify the work of Lapidoth, who Lapidoth really is, and what he really did to make Deborah the great woman she was. I would say Deborah, the prophetess, the wife of Lapidoth. And she dwelt under a palm tree named after her that was resided between Ramah and Bethel on a mount Ephraim. And the people of Israel came to her for judgment. They came to her for counsel. But come to think of it, which married woman will dwell on a mountaintop? Which married woman will live her life on a mountaintop? You would have said, Deborah, you don't need to be married. You can't be married and you spend your time on a mountaintop under a palm tree. Who does that? But well, that was her calling. She was a prophetess. She was a judge. And she needed to abide in a place where she could get signals from heaven. Don't forget, Bethel was known as a portal. A portal, a place where there was a connection between earth and heaven. At Bethel, Jacob met with God. He had a vision and he saw angels ascending and descending on Mount Bethel. And there, Deborah found a place she could connect with God. She could hear God for her people. Now today, I don't really want to talk about Deborah. I want to talk about Lapidoth. Because in a society, we find a situation where women are not allowed to express their calling and the God in them as soon as they are married. There is a notion, there is a picture that is given to women, and that if they don't fit into that picture, they have failed God and they have failed their generation. I'll be picking up another video that has to do with the two kinds of women find in the book of Judges chapter 4. But for now, I want to concentrate on the man Lapidoth. I want to make it clear here that the life and exploits of Deborah was a showcase of the personality of Lapidoth. That Deborah could do the exploit she did was because of the man Lapidoth. If Lapidoth lacked understanding of the call of Deborah, he would have been the one to stop her from fulfilling her divine calling. Yeah, Lapidoth was a man of understanding. He was a spiritual man to be able to discern God. He was a spiritual man enough to be able to discern that God has chosen his wife for a time as at that time when Israel needed help most. He could discern the hand of God upon his wife, and he was ready to back her up. He was ready to stand and back her up, to be that woman that God had called her to be, a voice, a judge, a prophetess. to her world. I really want to magnify the man Lapidoth here, because if men understood that a woman can be used of God, they would not always try to trample the anointing, the call of their wives. Many women that have the call upon their life lost it as soon as they got married, because their husbands could not comprehend it. Their husbands could not support it. Their husbands could not nurture it. Their husbands felt intimidated by it. And they could not imagine their wives shining more than them. They could not imagine their wives being a voice, being heard than them. But the truth is, if Deborah did not awake at that time, if Lapidoth did not give her the chance to be the woman that God had called her to be, Israel would have perished. At that time, she was their savior. At that time, she was their help that God had designed. And so Lapidoth was a wise man. He was a humble man, enough to be able to subdue his ego and not allow his ego stand in the way of God. He was a supportive husband. You can imagine him allowing his wife to dwell on a mountaintop while other women dwelled in tents. Deborah dwelled on a mountaintop under a palm tree. Lapidoth was a sacrificial man. He knew what it means to sacrifice. Yes. You can imagine Deborah leading men to war. And Lapidoth did not say, "You will not go to war. I dare you. I dare you try it. I'm your husband. I am your covering. You will not go to war." But Lapidoth did not stand on her way. Lapidoth understood that this woman was not like other women. She has a call. She carries a grace that I don't carry. And I will not stand in the way of God. Lapidoth did not withstand the move of God in the life of Deborah. He allowed God in Deborah, his wife. Because many people say, "You are my wife, I paid your dowry, and I have the right to decide." But no, not for Lapidoth. Because of Lapidoth, Deborah was an instrument in the hands of God. Because of Lapidoth, Israel was saved. What a man. What a man, full of wisdom, full of understanding. Oh my goodness. And not much is said about Lapidoth than he is the husband of Deborah. Lapidoth gave Deborah all the support she could ever need for her assignment. Yes, he gave her all the support, and that is what women need. They need a supportive husband, especially women with a call. He was not a jealous man. He was not even intimidated by the achievements of Deborah. He didn't see them like being in a contest, competing for fame or for name. No. All he wanted was the will of God to be accomplished. All he wanted was lives to be saved. All he wanted was God to be glorified. I really am amazed at the man Lapidoth, because I see men struggle. Men struggle to cage their wives. I am the husband. I am the leader. I am the head. I decide things. You are sent to help me, and I cannot be the one to help you. But a spiritual man will understand that it's not about her. It's not about him. It's about the will of God. God works in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. Sometimes God decides to go the other way. He can decide to choose a woman. And now, when such a woman is found in the hands of a man like you, would you allow her to do the will of God? Would you be able to be spiritual enough to discern that she has been chosen by God for a purpose? Would you give her the necessary support she needs to do the will of God? or will you stand on her way? Think about it. Just think about it. But I pray that God will cause more men like Lapidoth, more Lapidoths in our time to arise, that will give their wives the necessary support, the necessary, faith, belief, that will help her to stand and do the will of God. God bless you. I pray for you that nothing will stand in your way as a woman. I pray for you as a husband to grow in understanding and to grow in the fear of God, that the will of God will be accomplished through you and your wife. In Jesus' mighty name, amen and amen. Bye for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do, and hit the notification bell to receive more of my videos. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.